Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. And you're seeing it right. Jungle Mundo. Guys, let me tell you, this is not a broken pick or anything like that. However, if picked into the right draft, it is broken. That's the thing. There's like, I would say 5% of the drafts where you could pick Mundo where he would be absolutely broken. So I'll tell you more about that during the gameplay part of the video. First, we're going to discuss how to build Mundo. This is Jungle Mundo, by the way. You built Baron Lane Mundo in a different way, but now I'm just going to explain to you how to build Jungle Mundo. If you want to see Baron Lane Mundo as well, you know what? If this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'll get you guys a Baron Lane Mundo as well. So, Jungle Mundo. You start with the Sunfire Aegis. This is the absolute core item with Mundo, because his second ability is also... The hell? Yeah, I have a new light, but it's a bit weird. But yeah, his second ability is also like a Sunfire Aegis. It deals damage around him. So this is going to allow you to walk into the enemy and do a ton of damage. That's the whole point of this build. After that, you get Spirit Visage. Of course, you buy boots. You know, you buy boots. It really depends on what type of boots you need. Either Plated Steel Caps or Mercury Threads. If the enemy has a lot of CC, you go for the Mercury Threads. If they only have a little bit, you don't need Mercury Threads because your second ability already gives you Tenacity. Otherwise, just go for the Plated Steel Caps or even the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. So yeah, for your second item, always Spirit Visage. See, the thing is, when you draft Mundo, you have to pick him against ability power champions. That's why you always go for Spirit Visage second, because this is his absolute core item. You always have to build this item, and when you're against a lot of attack damage champions, of course, this item is not going to provide any value because it gives magic resist. So always Spirit Visage is your second item. And then for your enchantment, you go for Stoneplate. As I said, it depends what boots you go for, but you always go for the Stoneplate, because the thing is with Stoneplate, it not only makes you tankier, it increases the healing of your ultimate as well. It's because you're gonna have more health, and you get. So what does that mean? You're gonna heal up more because your ultimate heals up a percentage of your HP. So you're gonna be so damn tanky when you use the Stoneplate. It's insane. Now for your third item, Warmog. At this point, you have so much health, and then what the Warmog allows you to do is allows you to go in, and then when you're at a little bit of low HP, you go out. Warmog is just going to heal you up right away. Restores 5% of your health per second. So in 20 seconds, you're going to restore all of your health. So you can just step out of the fight a little bit and heal up even more. And the thing is, this item gives you 200% bonus health regen, which is of course amazing on Mundo because he has the highest health regen in the game. And then for your fourth item and fifth item, it's completely situational. Randomness Omen is generally going to be good because there's at least going to be one champion in the enemy team. And if that one champion is a crit champion, you go for the Randomness Omen and you're going to be super tanky against him as well. I mean, Frozen Heart is not a good item because you don't use mana. Mundo doesn't use mana. All his abilities use HP, not mana. Thornmail is actually a good item. If the enemy has a lot of healing, you go for the Thornmail, and then you can, of course, like always, build the Bramblefest early on and then finish off the Thornmail later. Force of Nature is also an amazing item as one of your last items because it gives a lot of magic resist, and you know, it's just a good item. Another decent item is Abyssal Mask. The only problem is it gives mana. That's the only problem with it, but the passive Abyssal is really good with it if your team has a lot of ability power champions. Like if your team has an Orianna in the mid lane and she's dealing a lot of damage, Abyssal Mask allows you, when you walk into the enemies, all nearby enemies are going to take 15% bonus damage. So it's an item that you could consider. However, the stats are just not amazing. So only if you're... Okay, this lamp doesn't work. This lamp doesn't work. Screw the lamp. Yeah. So... Okay, enough about the build. Let's get into the runes, not into the gameplay. So for your first rune, you go for Fleet Footwork. You may think, why Fleet Footwork? Mundo already has a lot of healing. Let me tell you why. Because in the early game, you want to clear out your jungle super fast, which means you have to use your abilities. And using your abilities, what does that mean? It costs HP. And Mundo actually takes a lot of damage from those abilities, especially in the early game. And what Fleet Footwork allows you to do is to continuously heal up in the jungle, allowing you to sustain through it, right? Then for your second rune, Brutal, because you always go for Brutal in the jungle. Third rune, Conditioning, because in the late game, you have a lot of HP items, which is Sunfire Aegis, Spirit Visage, you know, all the items give a lot of HP. So Conditioning is going to provide a lot of value in the late game. And Mundo is a late game champion anyways, you just want to be farming. For your fourth item, Pathfinder, to give you a lot of bonus movement speed. I mean, you could go for Mastermind to get the Dragons and Rift Heralds and Barons super fast. But the thing is, Pathfinder is just a bit better because it's going to make you super fast in the jungle. For your spells, of course, you go for Smite and Flash. Alright, that was it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. 1 second, let me just fix the overlay. There it is. Alright, on to the gameplay. So Mundo Jungle, guys. This is a pick that is very fun and underrated. Let me immediately tell you when you should pick it. This is like the whole thing about him. Only pick him against a lot of ability power. If the enemy has a ton of ability power, which these enemies have, as you can see, I'm not quite sure what they have, but I know that they have a cannon. Yeah, cannon, Twisted Faith, Nunu, their support, they all have a lot of ability power. Because Mundo really benefits from magic resist. This whole kit has a lot of magic resist. You build the Spirit Visage, so you really want to be picking him against a lot of ability power. So a thing to keep in mind when you play Mundo. This is a very important thing which you have to understand immediately when playing Mundo. Is the simple fact that all of his abilities use his HP. They use health. So you're gonna sacrifice health when you use your abilities. He has no mana, and that's what you have to understand. So you also have to read, because the first ability, when you miss it, it actually costs a lot of HP. When you hit it on an enemy, it refunds 50% of the cost. And then when you kill an enemy with it, it refunds 100% of the cost. This is important to understand for Baron lane Mundo. See, when you miss your first ability, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So you should really only try to use your first ability when you can pretty much guarantee a hit. Otherwise, the health cost is just honestly too much. It costs way too much. And the way that you want to upgrade your abilities, by the way, like look at this here, by the way. Look at how much HP it's costing me. Even though I'm Mundo, who has the highest health region in the game, it's costing me so much HP. So let's take a look at what's going to happen here. I'm telling my team to rotate. My Teemo is coming the long way. Yeah, of course, Nunu gets that scuttle. I cannot outsmite on Nunu. There was just no way. Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for my Teemo here. Ooh, Teemo actually goes on the wrong target. Ah. Yeah, so, okay. Mundo is quite weak in the early game. He's not very strong in the early game. I'm not saying he's very weak. He's just not the strongest. And the thing about Mundo is he's super fast at clearing jungle. Even though they nerfed his third ability jungle clear in the latest patch, he's still one of the fastest jungle clearers in the game. So what you want to do on him is power farm. You want to farm as much as you can. Because let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses of Mundo. First, we talk about the weaknesses. The first major weakness and the major reason that people consider him to be a bad jungler is his ganking. He's really bad at ganking. Oh, I just missed. Oh my god, I was so bad. I still killed this guy though. The only way that you can really get kills when ganking is when you can get on top of an enemy. Like you saw there, I got on top of the Twisted Faith, because then your second ability deals a lot of damage. You can do a lot of damage with your third ability, your first ability. That's how you can gank. But if you're coming from far away, it's gonna be really hard to gank, because your only CC is your first ability, which is just a minor slow to the enemy. It's not even a major slow, and you're not gonna be upgrading it anyway. So his ganking potential is not amazing. So what do you do to counter that? Farm. You just, of course you can gank, but don't gank too much, because you're really not going to get a lot of value out of it when you play Mundo. You're going to get much more value with farming, because you're going to farm super fast, and you're going to level up, get those items, get those levels, and that's when you're going to shine. The late game, guys. That's where you're going to shine. The late game, when you become super tanky, have your ultimate, you're basically a tank with 5,000 to 6,000 HP, because your ultimate heals you up all the way. That's how you have to see Mundo. You're a super annoying tank that also deals a decent amount of damage with his abilities, and that's the whole point that you have to get with Mundo. Late game tankiness. Like as you saw there, I didn't even bother fighting there. Even though Nunu was like turret diving me, I had to go back there because I could get a Sunfire Aegis, and this is, I would say, the first quite major power spike of Mundo. The Sunfire Aegis, the Nunu just went back, which means free dragon. He just went back like an absolute idiot. Why would he go back there? Mundo takes dragon really fast, by the way. He takes it pretty fast. Take a look at this. Just taking the dragon because, I mean, Nunu went back, so if he wants to give me a free dragon, why the hell not, right? And be sure to turn off your second ability when you're not actually using it, because it drains your HP. So keep that in mind. Don't just always keep it on. And I want to ask you guys to test your knowledge today. So the ultimate, the ultimate restores a lot of HP. It's really an amazing ability. However, there is a way that the ultimate can actually be a bad thing and kill you? Test your knowledge. When is your ultimate bad and when would it kill you? Test your knowledge and put it in the comments. This one is not an easy one if you don't understand Mundo. When might it not be a good idea to use your ultimate? Or like, what is the weakness of the ultimate? Tell me in the comments, guys. So pause the video if you're writing your comment right now, because I'm gonna spoil it. Pause the video. Okay, so let me tell you. If you've remembered earlier what I said in the video, is every single ability uses health instead of mana. The ultimate actually uses a lot of health. So when you use your ultimate on Mundo, it actually drains health before it restores health. So it drains a little bit of health, which is the cost of the ability, and then it starts restoring your HP. So when could that be bad? If a Garen is chasing you or something like that, the moment you use your ultimate, you lose quite a decent amount of HP, and Garen could immediately kill you with his ultimate, for example. Like, when you use that ultimate, it drains HP. You really have to keep that in mind. When you're in the middle of the enemy, you want to use your ultimate rather early instead of too late. Don't think that your ultimate is just gonna restore HP. No, it first takes away some HP and then it restores it. Keep that in mind. Don't get yourself killed in teamfights by using your ultimate too late, because it takes away HP, guys. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I just completely ended. I have no idea what I tried to do there, to be honest. But yet again, you know, I'm not resorting to ganks. This is what you do on Mundo. Just farm. Just keep power farming. And if I show the leaderboard, not the leaderboard, it's the tab, you actually see that I'm 2,000 gold ahead of everyone because of this power farming. 2,000 gold. Like, even though it may not look like a game where I'm super ahead or anything like that, I'm actually 2,000 gold ahead. That's how crazy is that to understand. So they actually tried to go on me. I use my ultimate rather early, of course. And look at this. I go on him. I'm almost dead. I actually kill him. This is what I mean. This is the power of Mundo. When you get on top of the enemies, you're gonna demolish them. Because you're gonna do a lot of damage with the Sunfire Aegis. You're gonna do a lot of damage with your second ability. You're gonna slow them with your first ability. And you're gonna buff your attack damage and do a lot of damage with your third ability. So what is Mundo all about? Staying on top of the enemy, guys. You wanna stay on top of the enemy. Keep fighting. Use your ultimate. Just be a super annoying champion to deal with. Keep staying on top of them and do a lot of damage. Tank up everything you have to tank. And trust me, when you reach level 15, you're gonna be so damn hard to kill for the enemy. Of course, there is a major weakness of Mundo as well, which is anti-heal items. You have to keep in mind that anti-healing items exist, so don't get too far ahead of yourself with your ultimate, because, you know, it's going to reduce the healing of your ultimate by either 40 or 60% depending on their items. So keep that in mind. Don't get yourself too low when you use your ultimate, because again, first of all, it uses health. It drains health first before it restores health. And secondly, anti-healing items can demolish you guys. So use your ultimate rather early. Like when you're at 50% HP, that would be a good moment to use your ultimate. Maybe even at 70% HP. Trust me, guys. It's good to use it early, because the way that your ultimate restores HP is it doesn't restore missing HP, it just restores based on your max HP. So it doesn't matter if you use it at 90% HP, if you use it at 10% HP, it's gonna restore the same amount. So that's why I'm saying it's all, as you saw there, it was actually too late, but the stone plate saved my ass. Right there, I actually used my ultimate too late, but my stone plate saved my ass, that's why. I don't have a smite here, that's why I'm a bit hesitant, but Nunu is not approaching, so of course I'm gonna get it anyways. So that's where the stone plate also comes in handy. When you almost die, you use your ultimate and the stone plate, and that's literally gonna make you unkillable. No one, not even anti-healing items, are gonna kill you when you use the stone plate and your ultimate. Trust me, you're like at that point you're basically unkillable. You're unkillable, utterly unkillable. So here, as you can see, yet again, immediately after the dragon, I'm resorting to my farm. I have 3,500 gold. I can get my Spirit Visage, which is a huge power spike. Like, here is where you become really strong. Here, look at this. 2 or even 3,000 gold ahead of everyone. Look at how crazy is that? Only the enemy cannon is up to date with my gold, but in my whole team, I'm at least 2,000 gold ahead of everyone. That's crazy. So yeah, here, when you get the Spirit Visage, you become super powerful because your ultimate's healing is gonna be buffed by 30%, guys. 30%. It's like at this point, let's take a look at this fight. I used my ultimate early again, of course, because I don't want to use it too late. Like, look at this. They're just never killing me. They're just absolutely never killing me right now. I'm so tanky. You get so tanky after the Spirit Visage. It's insane how strong it is. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm just going for the Baron here, but... Yeah, I'm just going for the Baron. We killed the Nunu, and I'm Mundo, so I'm pretty tanky. You take Barons pretty fast. My team needs to help me, though. Janna is coming. That's why it's actually fine. She can just shield me. Yeah, there it is. I should just continue doing it here. Boom. Boom. And boom. Easy Baron. Stone Plate. I'm still dead, though. But it's fine. Like, if they just run away, it's fine. If 4 of my allies can survive with the Baron, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. So with Mundo, the later you reach the game, the stronger you get. And the thing about no ganks and farming, it really maintains till the very late game. Like up until your max build, you just farm, really. You just keep farming your jungle. And I like to call it a power farming strategy, because that's really what you do with Mundo. It's like playing Nasus, but Mundo. It's basically Mundo, and then your stacks as your farm with Mundo. You just keep farming, and then you become unstoppable in the late game. You really have to understand what you get when you play a champion, right? Like when you get Lee Sin, you get early game aggro. Why did my light turn on again? Yeah, I'm actually scared. I'm gonna take away this light. 1 second, guys. Okay. Never ever using that light again, I guess, or I'm gonna fix it or something. Okay, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, from this point on, every single item is just such a big power spike. It's really all about getting 2 items. That's the hard part about Mundo, not going 0-5 before your first 2 items, basically, right? Because he's so weak in the early game. Just get to your second item, and from there on, just keep farming, and then you can actually team fight and use your ultimate, and you're not gonna die. And yeah, Mundo is not broken, but against ability power champions, they're not gonna kill you. They're just not gonna kill you. Like you'll see in this game as well, the only champion that actually deals damage to me is gonna be the Lucian, who's an attack damage champion. That's the thing. He's pretty weak against attack damage, so you have to be a bit careful about that, right? Okay, the dragon is up. We're just gonna rush it because I take it so fast. My team is here. Nunu is not showing, aren't we? Nah. We should have probably just rushed it there. We could have rushed it. Yeah, there it is. They're doing it. I should have just stood there with them. Look at this. Boom. Oh, and you can smite dragons with Mundo's third ability, by the way. So here, as you can see, ultimate plus stone plate. Look at this, look at this, look at this. They have anti-healing. They have anti-healing. Are you guys seeing how hard the anti-healing actually kind of destroyed my ultimate? But I was still able to tank it all because of the stone plate, of course. There I did a perfect job in the team fight. I tanked everything I had to tank, and my team was able to actually clean up the fight. That was really, really good. And here you can see, Twisted Faith stun is not even 1 second on me because I have Mercury threats. Yeah. Oh, I slowed him. I slow him again with the smite. He should be dead. Okay, I guess he's not dead. I'm gonna push turrets. He's also really fast at turret pushing, by the way, if I didn't say already. He's also really, really fast at turret pushing. Yeah, I just use my ultimate and tank the turret, because who the hell cares? I'm Mundo anyways, right? You actually see that this game is gonna get pretty close in the later game, because this Lucian is gonna deal so much damage to me especially. Because he's my weakness, the crit Lucian. I have to get the Randuin's Omen very fast. And my whole jungle is up again. I can get the oh, what is that item called? I forgot the name of the item. Unbelievable. How do I forget these names? Warmog, there it is, Warmog. Yeah, and right now, at this point I didn't realize yet that Lucian was gonna be a problem, so I was like, nah, I mean, Randuin's Omen, I'll just farm for it and get it. But I have to get it fast, really, because you'll see why. You'll really see why. Of course, I'm going to give the red buff to my Dragon Laner now, because we're 14 minutes into the game. So Mundo is a run it down champion. You run down the enemy in team fights. And what I mean with that, you run straight into them like a big boulder. You are a boulder. And if you don't do that, you're not going to provide any value as a Mundo. This is the whole thing that Mundo really does. Running straight up into the enemy, dealing some damage tank. Ah, why, Ezreal? Why? Why? Ezreal's taking my role, but Ezreal cannot tank. We don't have an ADC now. We should really not fight. Look at this. Look at the Lucian's damage. He's not only dealing a lot of damage, he also has anti-healing. So he's really annoying to me. As you can see. Like in this team fight, I wasn't even able to get into their face. All I did there really was I used my stone plate, my ultimate, and I just tanked damage from like 3 enemies. Which is also fine in some scenarios. You just have to tank damage, really. That's the whole value that you're providing. And in this game, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I should have gotten a Bramblefast. I have no idea why I didn't get a Bramblefast early on. Because look at how much healing he's getting from the Nami. I should have definitely gotten a Bramblefast in this game. Pretty stupid that I didn't. I almost had my ultimate, man. If I had gotten my ultimate, I would have killed him. 1 more second and I would have been fine there. Oh, that sucks. I should have gone for the Bramblefast, man. Why did I not go for a Bramblefast in this game? Like, and especially Bramblefast is good on Mundo because everyone is gonna hit you. That's the thing. Everyone is gonna hit you because you are the big tank of the team. That's the mistake that I made in this game. I should have gone for the Bramblefast. Actually, so stupid. Now they got the Baron as well. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, the Elder is spawning as well. Man, Mundo is so fun to play though. You guys should really try him out. He's so fun to play. Like, not only is he good in certain drafts, he's really fun. So pick him if you see the right opportunity. In those 5% games, 5% of the games where the enemy has a lot of ability power, pick Mundo, guys. So fun. Like if an enemy has Evelynn jungle especially, Mundo hard counters that, by the way. So if they have an Evelynn jungle and an ability power mid laner, go for it. Go for the Mundo pick and do your thing. Farm up and become the unkillable tank in the late game. There's for some reason trying to do the Elder. Of course, I always have to be in the front line of my team. I don't have, like, no one of my team goes in except for me. I have to be in the front line. Look at that damage from the Twisted Faith, by the way. That's the ability power damage that I'm taking, which is exactly nothing. I'm kind of wasting my oh, what is the Ezreal, man? Why is the Ezreal going in again? You should... Okay, look at the Lucian. Look at the Lucian's damage, dude. Look at how incredible that damage is. I still made it out alive. But Lucian just dealt so much damage there. You could see, and I already wasted my ultimate. It's fine, because the enemies are all low. But that's just a realization that Lucian actually deals so much damage to me. But you can still see that clearly I did my job perfectly. Because my team did damage to them. And then we just healed up and, you know, the enemies were super low. So I did my job there. That was perfect. I went in, I tanked all the damage while my team was doing some damage too. And we won that fight. Oh, I see the Nunu on the map. And of course, you know, you can take it super fast. So you just do it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how incredibly fast I'm taking the dragon. And you secure it with the third ability. Boom. There it is. Your third ability deals a lot of damage to the dragon. Yeah, and right now we have 4 dragons. I mean, the only way that we can lose the game is if we lose Baron or something like that. I just managed to secure 4 dragons in this game as a jungler. See, the funny thing is, I can probably tank their Nexus forever. Nexus is probably never gonna kill me. Pretty sure it's actually never gonna kill me. Like, I can use my ultimate, and then I can use the stone plate, and then in 25 seconds I'll have my ultimate again. Yeah, and also, by the way, a thing I forgot to mention too, is turret diving with Mundo is so amazing too. So I mentioned that he's not good at ganking, but he's amazing at turret diving. So if you actually reach higher levels, not in the very early levels, with your ultimate and the stone plate, you become unkillable under their turrets. So it's basically like Alistar diving turrets with his ultimate, right? Mundo can also dive turrets with his ultimate and be unkillable and tank it for your team, and then you can actually turret dive and get kills. I would say that's the only way you can successfully gank. If you turret dive just with your ultimate and give your team a lot of time to kill the enemy. That would probably be the only way to successfully gank the enemy. We should really not lose a fight anymore. All we have to do is just stay together as 5. When you have an Elder Dragon, you have such a huge advantage, especially when you have 4 dragons. Like, the Elder Dragon is double as strong as a normal Elder Dragon right now. Yeah, look at the cannon's ultimate damage, by the way. Literally 0. It is literally 0. So they almost kill me here. Of course, I use my Stone Plate and my ultimate. And I will never ever die like that. And when you have an enchanter support like Janna or Nami or Rakan or whatever, just tell them to shield you and you're actually never gonna die. Because the Janna is shielding me all the time, and that makes it infinitely harder for the enemies to kill me. Oh, I should have dived this turret. I should have dived this turret 100%. Why am I not diving the turret? I am so stupid for not diving this turret, by the way. I should have definitely dived that turret. Even though I didn't have ult and Stone Plate, I could have dived that turret. We can just finish here. Just run the Nexus down. They can never kill me. Yeah, there it is, guys. There is the Mundo video. Let's actually see how much damage I tanked and how much damage I dealt. Kinda curious. I lost a lot of matches today, by the way, guys. Look at my LP. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's gonna be there. I don't know what I was doing here. Why am I not clicking? Look at that, 32 LP. Oh my god. I got the MVP. I did almost 20,000 damage and I tanked 37,000 damage. That's insane. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.